Hello, Avalon Park. We are here with Isabella Johnston with InternPursuit, Avalon Park's Business of the Week. Hi, Isabella. How are you?
Hey, everybody. Nice to see you again, Stephanie. And thank you for letting me be here today.
Thank you for being here. So, Isabella, tell us a little bit about how you came to be in Avalon Park with InternPursuit.
Oh, it is an exciting roller coaster story for sure. I could not be more thrilled. I had heard about it on LinkedIn through something that Carol Ann Dykes shared about this opportunity. There was the contest, and I applied, and I think it was due the next day. So I was like hustling like crazy to make sure that I had all of the pieces that have to be submitted. And I entered, and it's been a really great process. You know, we submitted things, we had multiple rounds of interviews with you guys until we did that final presentation. And I was super, super excited to find out that I was one of the 28. I went around and I told everybody, I said, oh my gosh, I'm really excited. I get to be in this global, which is the key word there too, accelerator program. That's something new that Avalon has started.
So that's right. Isabella's talking about our fifth floor that's opening up in the Avalon Innovation Center. Last year, we kicked off our first inaugural Innovation Awards for entrepreneurs, and Isabella went through that entire process and was one of the finalists, and will be moving into the fifth floor when it opens next month. And so we are excited to introduce her and her business into the Avalon Park community. And Isabella, I think you offer an awesome opportunity for somebody who's worked with interns and who loves supporting young entrepreneurs. Why don't you tell the community what InternPursuit's about and how they might be able to benefit from your business?
Thank you so much for, again, for letting me do that. So InternPursuit came out of something that the community actually observed. They were saying, hey, how do you get so much out of interns? Teach me this. My background is in education. It's also got an HR spin on it, specifically training and learning. And I explained to them, well, you know, I understand what those academic needs are as well as what you need to do on the HR side. So I could see it was an opportunity when people were saying, train me to do what you're doing, help me to do this. And then one of my friends also said, can you scale it? And that was the bigger key. Like, could I scale what it is I teach? And I said, yeah, I can do that. So from there, it's been a journey of making a product that would have obviously scalable appeal, good market fit. And it's a platform that is end to end. And what that means is it goes from the recruiting process all the way to the completion of an internship, a transition, if you will. So it has an algorithm to make the selection process faster. It reduces employer bias because you don't get to see what the candidate's name is or their gender or their race, ethnicity, some of those factors that make us think twice maybe, and subconsciously really. It gives the employer a short list of candidates, and then they can send out an assessment to see if the student, how they do in a task that they need to have done in the job. So for example, if it's marketing, then it would be to create maybe an analysis of what the social content looks like on your social feeds. If there's cohesiveness, that would be a good assessment for a marketing student to do. Then you get to interview them. There's onboarding documents. There's a learning academy for the employer. There's learning modules for the students to help them ramp up more quickly. And then there's a development plan so that during the course of that internship, the student is getting actual skills, but you as the employer are also getting upskilled, meaning you're developing leadership skills, mentoring skills, you're learning about the new things that students learn about in school. And at the end of the internship, there is a new resume for the student, and you as the employer have a paper trail as to what that person did in the business, regardless if it was a paid or an unpaid internship.
Great. And that's a great point. So you're talking about paid and unpaid internships. There's a lot of small businesses, I think, especially now, we're all looking for valuable resources and don't necessarily have a big budget, understanding that resources are tight. Talk to us a little bit about the unpaid internship program and how people might be able to utilize that.
There are 7 requirements, criteria that the Department of Labor requires be kept in mind when working with a student in an unpaid capacity. And they are significant, but it's definitely doable, meaning that you don't promise to pay the student anything. It's not going to be a promise of a job. That's just 2 of the 7. And we do a free live webinar on LinkedIn for people to be able to learn more about those 7 criteria. Now, why that's significant is because, just like you mentioned, we're in COVID times and budgets are very lean, and people are trying to find innovative ways or creative ways, if you will, to be able to help the business. What is a huge blessing honestly, for employers is that students, many of them are even willing to come in and work for no money, but what they really need is real tangible skills on their resume. So the platform is designed to make that intern management process easy while making sure that training is going on both sides, the employer as well as the student. So those 7 criteria that I mentioned earlier, one of them, and another one is it has to be tied to a school semester. It has to be tied to the student's major. And if anybody wants to know more, they can definitely go to our website and see that. But they can also follow us on LinkedIn or on any social channels because we do promotions and you can sign up for free to learn more.
That's fantastic. So I think a lot of the challenges with working with an intern is you're not really for sure how to go about finding the right intern, how those logistics work with the school, talking about whether I can do paid or unpaid. And I think that's great that you kind of cut out all that legwork for the employer. So what is a benefit for an actual intern? Do you work with interns directly or do you work directly with the schools?
I work with both, actually. So a lot of students find us just by word of mouth through social feeds that are on their school campuses, people that have come through here. We post job descriptions for employers on LinkedIn, on our social feeds, and in the school social feeds. And certainly they're available on our website. But students find us, actually, and we are getting a large number of students signing up, and they're really looking for employers that want to invest their time into mentoring the student to get those skills. Something that employers don't really know is that when a student takes this as a 4-credit class, they are paying the school as an elective to take this. So it's really, really important for an employer to take this seriously and realize that they need to give that student, if they're not paying them, any type of an hourly wage or even a stipend, that they really need to make sure that that student is getting real skills.
Great. And in addition to what you do with the interns, there's a couple of really cool cutting edge technology things that you do under the InternPursuit umbrella. Tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Oh, thank you so much. So it is the Intern Whisperer, and we have employers, our employer customers, they get to come on our show. It airs on 10 podcast channels, the big ones that people have heard of: Amazon, iHeart, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, Apple, all of those, plus some others. It airs at Valencia College, so we can reach more students to have them sign up on the platform to reach more employers. And it also airs at a top-tier Ivy League school, Cornell University, and WVBR in New York. We're expanding our podcast, so it's on other college campuses. And what's different about this is you as the employer get to come on and talk about your business, talk about what it is that you guys do, how it got started, the future of work. What does that look like for the job and the industry that you're in for 5 years from now? And how is it impacted with COVID? All of these variables, because that certainly does come into play when one's looking for a job. And then towards the end of it, we talk about great mentoring advice. What would an intern expect to come and work in your business? And then we wrap up with, again, how do people reach you? So it's a really good way for employers to get their brand out there and for it to be heard not only in student or in colleges by students, but we are actually heard by more employers. So it actually will boost your awareness and potentially some business opportunities for you.
Great. And you also have a game.
We sure do. So our game is InternPursuit Game. It is on Steam, which is a marketplace for the game industry. And it is about students. You pick a character and they're in our Intern Pursuit office, which it looks like Avalon now, just so you know, or the 5th floor. And they go through the galaxy and they fight aliens, kind of old school sci-fi style. We have little minions in there, fun things. It's a family-friendly game. Every planet has a special talent, and so the player, it's a third-person tower defense. That's kind of important there. But they are playing to actually earn talent, which is skills. And then at the end of the game, they'll be able to win and hopefully defeat the aliens. But it's just there for pure fun and to reach more people in the game industry, honestly, more employers, and get them matched to students.
Great. Isabella, I am so excited that I got to meet you through this entire process with the 5th Floor Entrepreneur Awards. I am so excited to welcome you into downtown Avalon Park and our business community. There are so many resources that you offer. How can both interns, potential interns, and businesses find more information about your businesses and the services that you offer?
So they can it's super simple. Go to internpursuit.tech, what's located on the bottom of this screen that we have here. And remember, it's TECH. On the top right corner, there's an apply for employers. Employers apply and students apply. The application process it's all free for students. But for the employer, you can still apply, and we will, take you through this process. We are running a special. So anybody that's seeing this right now, and if you mention that you saw it on Avalon Parks and 5th Floor Facebook page, then you get 50% off. But you have to tag me, you have to tag Stephanie and say 50% off, and make sure that you give us a way for us to reach you, so I can follow up and give you that discount if you want to be a member.
Great. Well, again, we are so excited to welcome you to the community. I think this is a fantastic resource for not only Avalon Park, but the entire business community in Central Florida, and look forward to working with you and growing your business here in the community. We will be seeing you especially on March 18th for the 5th Floor grand opening. So if you guys are interested in meeting Isabella in person, please mark your calendars again, March 18th for that grand opening date. We'll be sending out some more information soon. But Isabella, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here and look forward to working with you some more.
Thank you.